Cause let's just be honest. When you coming up and you in them trenches, you got a lot to put into that music. But once you get that bread, it kind of changes. You know, I remember somebody said when Jay-Z came out with what it was, the Magna Carta. This was the funniest thing. I thought that everybody was gonna be like, Jay, which you had that, but it was a lot of people like, nigga wanna hear stunting on us for no, you know what I'm saying? Nigga like, man, we don't know nothing. But that's his life though.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's being true to the art. That's being true to it.
That's it.
From the art and all that type of stuff.
I would want to see that. I would hope you wouldn't be talking about you getting out the mud and you still damn 50 years old. I was like, nah, I mean,
well, you know, it's a lot of those individuals that's still saying that.
Goddamn shit, you know where I'm at. I stay down here. Nigga, you ain't got a car yet? What the fuck?
But yeah,
you want the truth, and you definitely want, you know what I mean, real substance. I think the reason that people connect with my music is because I put a lot of shit I go through into it, and that shit is specifically soul driven. Don't get me wrong, I make some cool shit, just some fly shit, club
of course,
shit too.
Of course.
But at the same time, when I make my music, energy, you know, NRG, energy, that's energy, INNER capital G. You're inner gangster, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta pull
talk about it.
Your energy when you walk in the room, you know what you feel when the people arguing and you walk in and you feel the argument. That's energy, you know what I mean? Like the way you treat people, you know what I mean? Like everything you put out into the universe, into the world. You know, if I were to schedule a child and been flawed and not pulled up, that's flawed energy.
That's it. Come on, man.
A lot of people call it karma, but I call that shit.
That's energy. You know what I'm saying? That's energy. I mean, just sitting right here, right now, this is a repetition of what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's sacred geometry. That's energy. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't know that's what it's about, and that's what creates music. You can have an individual that may not be just a person looked at, but if they start to create and pull from that inner gangster, as you said, it's gonna light.
Where that's coming
from? And it just got where that's coming from, you know.
The light can't nobody cut off. You
know? Nah. Can't nobody cut off. You know what I'm saying? There's only one person that can, and when it's off, back to source.
That's it. You're right. Amen.
Because what I determine, because like when I see artists and when I base it off of, do you sound like everybody else?
Right.
And can you actually put a project together?
Right.
Because a lot of people nowadays, that's a lost art. They just put a couple songs together. Oh, this doesn't make sense.
What you talking about? I'm always on like, what type of content are you talking about? What kind of beat did you choose?
Right.
Who are you? Well, like to the eye, what am I seeing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you represent?
Right.
How's your delivery? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How's your mix?
Right.
There's so many things that people looking at when you know what I'm saying, talking about being an artist. So it ain't it's like something you gotta really be passionate about. But anything you're passionate about, you can achieve, man.
Yeah, you definitely can. And as you say, it's just, and you could tell that like your music, and let them know the last project you dropped, that way they can go check it out.
The last project I dropped, which is one of my favorites, is called Selfish. Because I'm selfish, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
When I say selfish, it don't mean don't look out. It means people faking they snakes, so be careful and look out. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I say selfish, that don't mean don't look out. That means people snakes and they fake, so look out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying be selfish for no reason. I'm saying that people will do you dirty, dog. So
they will
take your last and give it to them when they won't do the same for you.
They will. They will.
Learn that.
I ain't saying don't give them then if they need something. I'm saying make sure it ain't your last, and if it is your last, make sure somebody to give you the last.
Learn in my 20s.
Make sure you can get some more.
Learn in my 20s, doing looking out for people. You know that. So you gotta ask them like, okay, would they do the same for you?
Right. And who did you know? Like, what was your multiple choice? What was your options? Like, what did you know what I mean? It's a lot of shit that go into it. So. You know, but Selfish was my last one. I had Energy 2. That was two projects I dropped within like 5 months of each other. And that was 2019. That was just
rolling,
pouring out. And I dropped Energy 7 months before that. So that was in 12 months. 12 to 15 months, I dropped 3 albums real fast. And so I took a little time off for the last year, like I said, reshifting and reshaping everything. But we definitely got some banger shit. You know what I mean? Some hard ass, real soulful craziness. And, you know what I mean? Like I definitely got some stuff, man. Definitely got some
and when you go away, you kind of, you know what I'm saying, you get back to it, because I've been not doing it for a while.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what happened was I had to get slid into this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And see,
you get in different avenues.
Right. And see, now what happens is, it's like, shit, I tell people, you know, well, he do music. When he do the podcast, he can't do music, excuse me. Fuck it, I wear my hat anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I bring me anywhere, you know what I'm saying? So you get back to, once you get back, you almost, so what I'm getting at is, so since you took that journey, I noticed you say, you know, soulful, which like I said, you already bring it from the soul, so what has it been a change? Because for me, I think it's always a change when you meet women.
Growth. It's been an awakening. You know what I mean? Is what I not that I'm woke, because I'm not really with the.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that term either, right?
When I say an awakening,
you know what it is.
I mean an awakening of my higher
You
self.
present.
You know what I mean? Awakening of the man that I am, the man that I've envisioned in my mind since a child, who I told myself I'd be. We all got things in our mind that we say we will and we won't do, what we will and we won't stand for. And I pride myself on never going. I ain't never went against myself for that, and I never will.
Right.
And if I do, I'll be dead. You know what I mean? It's the way I feel about it, because that's just how strongly I feel about it. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, I don't know. I kind of got lost in where I was going with that.
No, you good. Keep going. Hey man, what you talking? Well, you know how I rock, so you already know how I'm resonating with it. You know?
Make all sense in the world. It's like, oh, you speaking? Hey.
Yeah.
But what I do want to say, because I don't know like what type of time thing we doing, like speaking on the journey and shit like that. So okay, you got Energy, like I was speaking on. You got my album Energy 2. Those are two albums I put out. Did great for me. So as a promo tactic, what I used to do was make T-shirts. You know what I mean?
Right, I remember.
I was making T-shirts and I was giving them out for free. I gave out over like 150 T-shirts, and it got to the point like that. People was really like, damn, can I get a T-shirt? Can I get a T-shirt? Like, they people was fucking with them, and like people that first I was just I was forcing them on people like, hey bro, rock this shirt for me. But then people started hitting me like, damn bro, seeing all these niggas with T-shirt, bro, I ain't got one down, what's going on? So it started being a demand for the T-shirt. So I'm like, cool, but it didn't click then. I was still fully focused on music. Fast forward, so then I started saying, niggas want these shirts so bad, man, let me sell a couple of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I sold a couple. I sold like 3 or 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. But it won't one. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a one free, because just because I'm glad you rocking with me here.
Exactly. I got one for you.
Here you go. You know what I'm saying? So
on the muscle.
I did it like that, but then it come to a point, like I say, business come into mind, and I started thinking of ways to cut out the middleman. You know, I was going to a guy in the mall at North Lake Mall and shit, and he was, you know, giving me a good deal and teaching me where to go get the shirts for the low, and just keeping the G with me. So eventually, you know, they call it YouTube University. I dug into YouTube.
Come on, man, that's what it's for.
Next thing you know, I got my whole print shop. So I got a print shop that I'm running now. So we do all merchandise. We help brands come to life. You know, we got Etsy stores, we got Shopify stores. You know what I mean?
You on Etsy?
Yeah, I'm on Etsy.
Oh, come on, man. You know, I'm gonna come up. Yeah.
We're going crazy, bro. And we like this month projected alone is like November 20th. I want to say we've done like $4,500 in sales.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like with a trajectory of like 8 to 9 grand for this month on sales. You know what I mean? Of merchandise,
putting it out,
and not just my specific brand, other brands, other shirts, other merchandise. 100%. You know what I mean? So it's just about really. You know what I mean? Seeing that and taking that journey, and my music took me there, but I'm still able to create my music, fund that back, invest in the music,
exactly,
and I'm also able to use my brand.
That's
you know what I mean? I gotta get y'all some
and you can market yourself. Yeah, get us some, because you know I still got the one you gave me.
For sure.
You know I am, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you know I want them people back. It's keepsakes, bro. Keepsakes, man. You know what I'm saying? Keepsakes.
So you know,
I never got one.
I got you, my dog. I got you. I gotta get you to work out every time I see.
Look, that's because he be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You got to run up on E, man, and see him at the grocery store and throw it at him. Hit him in the face.
You got to let me know your color, your size. I got it. 24 hours.
Yeah,
I'm got 24-hour shop turnaround. You know.
Okay, we good, man. I know how it is. But yeah, I think it's important to any entertainer or anybody pursuing anything. It's nothing wrong with having multiple streams of income.
Oh yes, sir. I got several. Like Jay-Z he got this song. I don't know if y'all heard. It's called Mr. Entrepreneurial song, but for real, it came out it came out the same day Nas album came out.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I remember.
Why you keep doing that?
Yeah, that was kind of hard though. Good marketing, good business, man. You know
right.
But what I'm saying is on there, he got a bar on there where he say serial entrepreneur, and that couldn't resonate with me more because the print shop is not by far not the only thing that I do. That's just one of my hustles, one of my avenues, but a great one. You know what I mean? That's doing good for me. But at the same time, you gotta have more than one hustle. You know what I mean? Like shit, you got and that's what I do. Whole bunch of things. You know what I mean? Whole bunch of things. So it's just about how much hustle you got.
So pretty much, where did you get your entrepreneur spirit from? Was this something that's always been there, or did you kind of develop it at your job? Where you was like, I gotta get something else.
All right, so check this out. It's like this. A lot of people say don't talk about the 48 Laws of Power, but I love talking about the 48 Laws of Power.
Come on, man.
So let's take to the 48 Laws of Power. 48 Laws of Power says that sons who are generally born to great men, they a lot of times they don't live up to what their father was. You know what I mean? So my father was an entrepreneur.
Right.
My father had a very successful company. He started it when I was born. So throughout my life, his business grew. Went from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 5-bedroom house by the time I was 17.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which 6 months later I got kicked out of. But
Hey, you was there. You was there.
I was there from the apartment.
Right, you was there. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I saw his business grow and it's still excelling. So I'll be a lie to say he didn't motivate me, and I'll be a lie to say me seeing the 48 laws of power. You know what I'm saying? When niggas daddy do something, they not gonna be there. So I'm like, they always really stuck with me. So, like I say, me having my spiritual awakening and becoming to the man that I feel like I fully am, as I came into that, it was already DNA. It was already kind of instilled in me, to be honest. You know what I mean?
You just tapped into it.
And I always worked hard. Yeah, I done worked hella jobs, and I worked hard as hell at all jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't work a job no more. You know what I'm saying? But I work for myself. You see what I'm saying? Which is a blessing, and a blessing from God, and also a blessing from my motivation and my hustle. You know what I mean?
How long you been out the game, working game now?
Man, a little bit over a year, maybe a year and
what's up, man?
about a year and maybe going on a year and 2-3 months.
Yeah, I know.
Fly by, man.
I said I know he was gonna leave. I seen Crim would come to work. Like, what you doing?
Hey man, a lot of people, it's a trip, and that's the thing too. As humbly as I can say, I used to see a lot of motherfuckers in the store, like where I was working and shit, and they'd be like, bro, how the hell you still, like, they was tripping, I still work. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, how the hell they, like, what they seeing, I'm not seeing. But you know what I'm saying? I eventually started seeing like, damn, like, I was tripping.
That's part of the journey though, you know what I'm saying? Because
one of the best decisions I made. It's still a journey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But one of the best decisions I made.
Because when we put here, you know, ultimately, you know, the thing is, you know, we put here and what's instilled in us is to have what a lot of people don't see it as a dependence. You know, a job is actually a dependence, you know, because you're looking to them for everything. You know what I'm saying? They give you a week off, they suspend you, they cut your time. Like, fuck, man, what I'm gonna do? But when you work for yourself, even if your sales or anything may not be where they need to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not speaking existence or anything, but you know what I'm saying, just business.
No, yeah,
it's just how it is. It's just you able to accept that, and you actually have a motivation like, I'm not finna let this shit fall. Because if you go to these companies, when that's what the CEO doing, I'm not finna let this shit fall. You know what I'm saying?
And I give you something on top of that. It's like the difference between your manager coming to you and saying, hey, you need to do this, or we doing this, and somebody on their head, and the difference between you seeing what your manager is fussing at you about and you gotta fix it. Like, there to say, hey, we need, you gotta figure out what your manager even would be complaining to you about. And when you figure out what the manager is complaining about, then you gotta fix. So it's like, man,
that's just a whole different level.
That shit is a whole different ball game. I write myself up all the time.
All the time.
What you say that? I'm gonna write you up, nigga.
Yeah, because you get to that point to where you start noticing, like, okay, first off, you're not gonna talk to me that way because you think you got a higher status, whatever the hell that means, because it's a job, because we can do this shit outside. And another thing too is you just start realizing this is not what I want to do, and you start realizing once you're not putting the actual amount of, like, you're not paying attention to what's going on, you come to work late all the time, it's a burden for you to go, it's time for you to move on.
You just gotta find a way. You know, I tell people, you know, the thing about life is I notice it comes with sufficient sacrifice.
All the time.
I was telling my nephew about that. You know, he got to go to work at 4 a.m. now, and I'm like, ugh.
That shit tough.
Nah, I couldn't. You know, and I gave it to him. I can't sit up here and be like, yeah, man, you know, just stick to it. I told him when he told me say 4 a.m, I say, ooh, yeah. I say, but look, life is about sufficient sacrifice.
I done got up. I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead. No,
4 in the morning consistently before. I done got at 5 in the morning consistently. I done got at 8 in the morning consistently. I done went in the jobs at 3 in the afternoon.
Right.
And guess what time I get up now on God, right hand to the sky?
Time?
4
in the morning.
Now, like me, myself, when I get up and get started on my day.
Program yourself.
Exactly.
Same here.
Exactly.
On God. If I end up by 4, 8 at the latest.
And you know, they actually say most successful people get up early. Early. You know what I'm saying? I haven't made it there yet, but I know I can make that transition. I just go to bed too damn late.
I go to bed too early. I ain't, introverted. You know what I mean? So.
It's either you going to bed at 5 or you waking up at 5.
Yeah, for real.
That's usually how that works.
Nah, for real.
I catch this weird time in the middle. I like being up during the bewitching hours. It'd be like 2 and 3, and I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? I'll fall off.
He be fucking.
But I need to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Bewitching, fucking. That's what he be doing. I seen that girl over there. You seen Lewis? Hell no, I ain't seen no goddamn Lewis. What the fuck? Call that grown ass man.